So, the Southern Poverty Law Center has declared war against the men's rights movement. Ah, yes. I mean, these people here at the Poverty Law Center are so transparent that it's laughable, you know. It's laughable. What do? They do the typical things. The typical things that one does when one already has a predisposition, ideologically speaking, that offends their offends their ideology. So they attack it by using the typical tactics that we've seen before, time and time again: broad brushing and guilt by association. Yes, that's a favorite of theirs. Yes, okay. So this, we find this one case and we say, this represents the whole movement, right? Yes, of course. Makes perfect sense. Of course, once you start looking into things, tends to screw up your whole line of reasoning, but we don't want to go there. We just want to flash up pictures of somebody who killed somebody and say, yes, that's the men's rights movement right there. Right. But I'm not going to make this a long video. Let's just go look at one particular line out of this article that exposes it really for what it is. By the way, there'll be that article and this one that I will link in the low bar. Of course, our George Sodini comes up again. Yes, he's the face of the M.R.As, isn't he? I've seen him. I was subscribed to him years ago. He was talking about men's rights issues. Yeah. Right. And so here's the line I want to look at. Paul Elam's site, A Voice for Men, can be frightening to its targets. I love their hyperbolic language there too, for fear-mongering, right? Frightening targets. In one case, he offered a cash reward to the first reader to ferret out a pseudonymous feminist blogger's real name. Well, I mean, you read that and you're like, oh my, what a nasty person. What kind of person would do such a thing? Clearly, if somebody wants to remain anonymous online, and speak their minds, they should be able to do that, right? Oh, but I seriously doubt the Southern Poverty Law Center would feel the same way if it was a Nazi site, right? They wouldn't mind if the Nazi writer was exposed, would they? No. They wouldn't make this complaint then, would they? No. But regardless, let's ask ourselves. I mean, let's actually go beyond what's on the veneer that the Southern Poverty Law Center paints over the men's rights movement and go into it just a little bit. Ask yourself, well, who was that target? What were they trying to expose? Well, I'll leave you a link to it. It comes from Rad Fem Hub. And what was it written about? What was this person saying? And even more to the point, what did this excite in women? Seems to me, if you read the responses, it excited a little bit of a hatred. Something the Southern Poverty Law Center claims to fight against. Yeah. So, actually think beyond the veneer if your ADHD minds can handle it in reading articles as long as that one. And the responses to it. Well, speaking of Southern Poverty Law Center, they got these over there in Israel. They got these sites set up where where Jewish men go around and terrorize Arab men who date Jewish women. That's something you might want to look into as well. I don't know. Maybe. Well, enough of this silliness. It is apparent, they are apparent. They are transparent. They are ideologically driven site. The Southern Poverty Law Center is clear. their hate groups happen to be, well, doesn't take much to figure it out. Okay, so peace out, my brothers, sisters, and everyone in between.